Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth. And a lot of controversy as usual as we discuss what's happened with that Justice League trailer. As we wait for people to come in, we will discuss that, and we can discuss anything you want. Anything's up for grabs. You can discuss anything you want. But what I'm asking right now is, how do you feel about the Justice League trailer? Do you think, as Zack Snyder has said, that WB crossed the line? The most important question is, why did they do it all of a sudden? You know, the DCEU is moving in the direction they want it to. So why would they do this? Hey, Bobcat. Glad to see you on the stream. How do you feel about the Justice League trailer? Do you feel it was out of order? Have you asked yourself why they did it? I certainly feel that the Jon Stewart reveal really upset them, and I feel that could be something to do with it. But yes, Zack Snyder was talking on Vero with fans saying that they've crossed the line, so he's not happy about it. But surely WB are not happy about something, or they wouldn't have posted the trailer. Because from the very moment, right, Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut was greenlit, there was a lot of histrionics from Zack, from Ray Fisher. Personally, I think from the moment that film was greenlit, it should have been peacetime, and everyone should have kept it positive. And I think maybe we would have restored the Snyder Cut if maybe they, had kept things a bit quiet. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? Do you feel that, because we only know one side of the story here, Zack Snyder's side. And right, Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth, there are rumors going on the internet that WB gave Bad Robot to reboot the DCEU and Justice League. Yes, I think Bad Robot have got a very big responsibility here. I think J.J. Abrams and his company and his team are going to be working here, and they're working on this. But in terms of the reboot of the DCEU, that's the premise of Andy Muschietti directing and co-writing with Christina Hodson the Flash movie. And that's the film that reboots the DCEU. It's going to happen. Barry Allen is going to reboot the universe. So there's no question about that, Hunter Iggy. It's happening. What kind of responsibility and what part J.J. Abrams is playing, I'm not too sure. Ben Potmeyer. Yo, it's been a while. Yo, Ben, glad to see you on the stream. How do you feel about all of this Justice League trailer business? Bobcat, absolutely. I feel like WB doesn't want anything to do with Zack anymore, sadly. I would love the Batman series on HBO Max. I don't get why not. They'd keep a lot of subscribers and gain more, I'm sure. It wouldn't surprise me if we do get a Batfleck movie written and directed and starring Ben Affleck. That would be something that would have nothing to do with Zack Snyder, regrettably, because I think that's gone. But who knows? It's a weird industry. The Snyderverse may be greenlit. Who knows? WB is trash lol. Ben Potmeyer. Yeah, look, from a fan's perspective, I can understand why that's the attitude. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I've been watching WB content for a long time. Sneaky WB, yes. What was all that about, Ben Potmeyer? Why did they do it? That's what I'm asking. That's what I want to know. As I've already said, I think the Jon Stewart reveal was the last straw for them. Bobcat, I'm really excited for the Suicide Squad, so it's got that going for me. That and the Flash. Yeah, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. It's a big film. I think it's going to be successful, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it. And as soon as I heard that James Gunn was doing a DC movie, I was very excited. Yes, he comes from Marvel. The talented guy. He's a passionate, and he's a very positive guy, by the way, answering fan questions. I have no issues with James Gunn. I think he's awesome, and I can't wait till the movie's released. I think it's going to be a big success. Not out till August, so movie theatres mostly will be open around the world. Fingers crossed. So I think that's going to be a big hit. The Flash movie, Bobcat, is an unknown quantity, so it's going to be interesting. Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth, Dud, did you read my question? I think so. I swear I read your question and answered it. I don't know now because it's gone down the thing. Hang on. What was your question? There are rumours going on the internet that WB gave Bad Robot to reboot the DCEU. Yeah, I read that out, but basically, the reboots, Hunter Iggy. Is it Hunter Iggy or Bobcat? It's Hunter Iggy, right? Yeah, basically, the movie that's going to reboot the DCEU for sure is Flash, and that's that's Andy Muschietti. So that's definitely happening. Ben Potmeyer. They want to bury any Snyderverse from happening because they want light-hearted stuff like Marvel. I don't think it's all going to be light-hearted. Matt Reeves' The Batman certainly isn't, from the trailer, isn't going to be light-hearted. I think there'll be some humour within the movie. I think they'll have a mixture. But I don't think anyone's going to go as dark as Snyder. I think the issue from the very beginning is that Snyder is the kind of director who wants to do everything his way, and there's no compromise whatsoever, and it's very difficult to have a good relationship with a huge studio, with a huge IP like DC. With Netflix, it's fine, because Netflix don't care. They've got the subscribers. Zack Snyder's doing something. That's all they need. They'll allow him to do what he wants. Bobcat, I heard rumours of Michelle's Catwoman in The Flash. Well, wouldn't that be awesome? Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes, I love her Catwoman. I love Batman Returns. I think what you're going to see in this Flash movie is a lot of cameos, not just from the DCEU. I think mostly everyone from the DCEU, apart from Ray Fisher, will be involved in that film. But I think, yeah, people from other iterations like Burton's Batman, maybe even Reeves' Superman, people who are still alive, lots of different iterations that have nothing to do with the DCEU. They're opening the multiverse. So everything is going to be connected now. Being smart. Can you shout out my friend Liam? He's a big fan of you. Liam, it's great that you're a fan. I don't know why anyone would be a fan of me, but hey, everyone's got their taste right. But Liam, hello from Big Mouth. Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth, do you think we will get the Crime Syndicate in the big screen? Yes, I do eventually. And I think that's a great way to go, especially with the multiverse. So I think that's definitely coming eventually. Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth, do you think we will get the crime? No, I've already read that, haven't I? Yeah, definitely. It's all on the table now. Look, listen, you people who know me quite well from doing these videos and on Twitter, Tom Ross, legend. No, Tom, you're the legend. You lot who know me know I love Zack's 3 movies, but I think it closed the possibilities down a bit, and it was difficult. Look, if those movies that Zack did were making over $1 billion, well received, well reviewed, we wouldn't be in this situation now. Now, I understand how Zack feels. He feels betrayed and he's exposed certain things. But unfortunately, if you want a good relationship with a studio, you can't be doing that. And then there's Ray Fisher as well. I like Ray Fisher, but it hasn't worked out, has it? It hasn't worked out. Listen, I'm looking forward to what's coming. And I always have Zack's movies, and who knows what the future holds. We really don't know, because Warner Brothers, there's Warner Brothers Pictures, there's Warner Media, there's Stanky at AT&T, so who knows? So I'm very, very excited. Tonight I'm drinking water, because last night I did a stream and I felt like crap afterwards because my throat was dry. Always drink your water, it's good for you. I've actually got a cola behind me, but that's for later on. Anyway, yeah, so Snyder is not happy. Listen, it was so random, them releasing that trailer. And it's a weird trailer because there's a lot of scenes from, what should I say? Yeah, there's lots of scenes from Zack's sequences that they didn't put in Justice League. So it's a weird trailer to put out there. Bet Pottimore, I wish they would have stuck with the true Flashpoint. They had Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne Batman going to war with the Atlanteans. So much potential. And they nah. Yeah, that's a big shame, Ben. A big shame. I really was excited about seeing that. But, they decided to go with Keaton, which is also exciting. Hello, glad to be back in the stream. Thank you, Joel Davies, Hunter Iggy, Big Mouth. What about the Wildcats and Storm? Watching the DCEU? Yes. I love the Wildcats and Storm, so that will be interesting. Joel Davies, I like the shirt today. Thank you. Thank you. Very old, like me. Nathan Cross, good to see you, Mickey. Nathan Cross, it's good to see you too. Ben Smart, sex appeal. What, me? Me? No. No. Anyway, yeah. So let's get back to talking geek, and yeah. So it's look, it's interesting in the sense that it's amazing for a director and a studio to have such a public spat. Bobcat, I know you've seen the Suicide Squad on a scale of 1 to 10. How good is it? Is it a super hard R meaning nudity, organs, etc.? Nudity, not so much. But there's blood, there's violence. It's a lot of people die and not in a comfortable way to see. So it's gonna, if you're into R-rated stuff and you get disappointed about a lot of hard R stuff not really being hard R, like the Joker movie, wasn't that was R-rated, wasn't it? But I don't think, apart from blowing Robert De Niro's brains out, I don't think it was that hard R, was it? So yes, you're going to be satisfied. Look, James Gunn. This is James Gunn. Everyone thinks about this film. Oh, it's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, and it type of is, but it goes deeper than that, and it's kind of surprising and kind of shocking in a good way. Yusuf El Dawan, me, I don't care. They did this every one of their movies. You're talking about the Snyderverse, are you? And the situation with Warner Brothers Pictures. Well, listen, it's a difficult situation. It really is, especially for the fans. The fans don't know what side to take. I'm kind of done with it now. I'm happy Zach got the chance to do his movie, but Ben Pottimore. Have you watched Smallville lately, Lowell? I'm starting on season 1 for the 10th time. Ben, you probably know I love Smallville. What I do is I haven't binged the whole run again lately, but what I do is I put my favourite episodes on. So if you know me, you know that Descent is my favourite episode. Descent is the episode where Lex kills Lionel. What an episode. That is the episode that is the promise from the showrunners to the fans that one day Lex Luthor will kill Lionel Luthor. It's not like he didn't have it coming, was it? But what a show. Still one of my favourite iterations of DC live action. What a show. What a success story. What an achievement. Yusuf Al Luan. I like that Harley Quinn. I like that Harley Quinn show. The Harley Quinn animated show. I was watching it the other day because I couldn't sleep one night, and it was amazing. Ben Pottimore. My favourite is Transference, season 4. Yes. Oh, I love that episode. And doesn't Tom do a great John Glover? And I think they shared they had some banter over that as well. Yeah. What an episode when you see Tom Welling coming onto Annette O'Toole. Wow. Bobcat, that animated show for Harley is amazing. It's amazing, right? It's an amazing show. And this is the beauty of a varied DC universe, isn't it? Nathan Cross, what kind of chair are you sitting on, Mickey? Oh, it's a swing chair. It's a very old, messed up swing chair. Look, can you see it's effed up here? I found it in my dad's office down the hallway, and I saw this YouTuber called what's he called? Jack Mate. Has anyone heard of Jack Mate? And he always swings on his chairs, and I became obsessed with his YouTube. So I thought, this guy looks really cool when he's doing this, so I thought I'd do it as well. It's going to break soon, and I'm going to have to be back to an old-fashioned chair, so probably buy another one. Ben Pottimore. Tom was so good as Glover in that episode. Oh, what I love about Smallville is the varied episodes they had. Most shows wouldn't go down that direction. It was amazing. It really was. And that's the episode after they swap back when everything changes for Lionel Luthor. And he goes on this heroic journey to help Clark. But I still think, and I actually, we'll get back to Smallville in a minute. Bobcat, would you say Harley is more Batman TAS in the Suicide Squad, or kind of like she was in Birds of Prey? I heard she's in Batman. Basically, what do you mean by TAS? Tell me what you mean by TAS. Would you say Harley is more Batman TAS in the Suicide Squad, or kind of like she was in Birds of Prey? I heard she's in. My fate actually, considering that the Suicide Squad wasn't really David's movie, I thought they did a great job with Harley Quinn in the first Suicide Squad. And she was all right in Birds of Prey, but I preferred her in Suicide Squad. But they went down this feminist route, didn't they? But she is awesome. I knew James Gunn would get her right. She would be amazing. The animated series, in places. I wouldn't say she's like that all the time. He's tried to reference things like that, but she's very. I think she's consistent with what we've seen in the DCEU. But there are those kind of more kind of animated kind of moments. Look, you know, the guy who created Harley Quinn, Bruce Timm, is a genius. I'm surprised he's not running the DCEU. He really is. Jackmate is a great YouTuber, Joel Davies. He is. Ben Pottimore, I cry at the end when they are in the jail with Jimmy. Eat World's song. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? What's your Snapchat? I can't remember. I can't remember. But what were you talking about? Smallville. I was saying something about Smallville. Yusuf like Harley Quinn, went to see more Harley. Hang on, I like Harley Quinn. Want to see more Harley Quinn. Hopefully we do, because, you know, Margot's going off to Disney to do this Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. And I'm worried for her for that. Any Joker-like references in the Suicide Squad film or back? Yes, yes, definitely. But I'm not spoiling stuff, right? I wasn't going to say. Yeah, this is my theory about Smallville. Lionel Luthor, from that episode, started to go on this heroic journey, but I still think he was obsessed with his Cain and Abel thing, putting Clark and Lex in this Cain and Abel situation. He definitely tricked Lex into killing him. He manipulated that whole thing, because as he falls down, he's smiling, isn't he? Bobcat, any Joker like no, it's Nathan Cross. Your bed looks comfy, Mickey. It's a nice bed. It's a nice big bed. Yeah, it's all right. Bobcat, I just recently started watching Gotham, and I love it so far. Yes, Gotham to me wasn't a consistent show, but it had some very. I mean, their Joker. When you see their Joker, you're going to be so happy. I think he's one of the best Jokers, and we've had some amazing Jokers. He's a young guy, great job, really, really good. Really look forward to hearing what you've got to say about their version of Joker if you haven't seen it yet. Anyone else seen Gotham? Any other Smallville fans? Any Snyderverse fans? What are your preferences? What is your favourite DCEU movie? Right? Being smart. Do you have an OnlyFans? My friend's just wondering. I don't have an OnlyFans. I did try and do an OnlyFans, but I couldn't do it. I was considering it. I'd do it for free, by the way. Nathan Cross, is there room for one more in your bed? Yes, but I don't like sharing my bed. Ben Pymore, he played 3 versions of Joker. Oh, great. He played 3 versions of Joker. Oh, great. Yep. Ben Pottimore, Snyder all the way. Batman v Superman is my favourite. I like Batman v Superman. I prefer Man of Steel personally. I think that's a great movie. And I'm sad we didn't continue that Codex story in BVS or in a Man of Steel sequel. Anyone else? Anyone else got anything for me? Geek related? Bobcat, my favourite DCEU movies are Zack Snyder's Justice League and Wonder Woman. Yes, Zack Snyder's Justice League is awesome. Oh, bloody hell. Actually, Wonder Woman, mate. I forgot all about Wonder Woman. That may be my favourite one. It's out of that Man of Steel. I think Wonder Woman's one of the best CBMs ever made. It's so emotional. I'm a huge Snyderverse fan, Bean Smart. Yes, so am I. I love the Snyderverse. It's such a unique take, isn't it? It really is awesome. Really love it. Bobcat, have a feeling the Suicide Squad might be my favourite. It's gonna be something I think the fans are going to enjoy. It's very, very comic book accurate because you know, James has been very, very, very respectful to the guy who created the Suicide Squad as well. Ben Pottimore, Snyder will always be ahead of his time. His movies are timeless. His movies are timeless. His visuals are sensational. He really is a modern director in the terms of visuals, because it'll be interesting how he would have coped with not having VFX back in the 80s. Yusuf Arjuan, they did that to every one of their movies, so low. I have no problem with that. Fair enough. Everyone's entitled to opinion here. That's what it's all about. You know, airing our opinions. And oh dear, I'm going to have to hide that, Being Smart. I think you may be mocking me, eh? But it's okay. No, you're being genuine. Fair enough. Thank you. But I think everyone will enjoy the Suicide Squad. I think it's look, it's different. Lots of action. It's going to be something everyone's going to be talking about. I know you want my snap. So basically, that's the. And have you heard about that new DC TV series of, I think, on Netflix? What is that called? I forgot what it's called. And it's from the person. It's from the showrunner who did Arrow as well. I think the people living through the Suicide Squad is Harley, Ratcatcher 2, Boomerang, maybe King Shark. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You'll be very, very surprised. You know, don't go in the movie thinking this one's safe and that one's safe. But I tell you what, there's a little bit of romance in the movie as well. And yeah, I think what he does brilliantly, he doesn't disrespect David's first movie, and I like that. A first movie has happened, even though this is kind of a relaunch kind of thing. It's still continuing from what we've already seen. And I think that's great from James Gunn, because he gets it, right? Because you can't just, he's doing his own thing for sure, which is great. There's no point him trying to be David Ayer, and I don't think he would be. When you get directors like James Gunn, they're allowed to do what they want. The reason people like James Gunn are allowed to do what they want, and people like Zack Snyder are not so much, is because James Gunn knows how to appeal to a mainstream audience, but an audience like us as well. Bobcat, my prediction with the romance is Harley and Rick, because I think Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2 will have a father-daughter dynamic. You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. Wouldn't that be awesome, though? I'd be okay with that. Definitely be okay with that. I love Rick Flag. Joel Davis, Robin versus Harley Quinn in a fight. Who's winning? Robin versus Harley Quinn. I don't think any film or TV show in the 21st century is going to allow Robin to beat Harley. Let's get this straight, right? I still think that Harley would beat him. I think Robin's a bit of a pussy, so I think Harley would beat him. I think if it was the other version of Dick Grayson, what is he? What is he when he wears, you know, like in Titans, what is he called? I think he may beat, that version of Robin may beat Harley. Thoughts on Superman reboot with Michael B. Jordan? My thought is only if it's Calvin, Superman from Earth 2. I think, but don't make him Clark Kent, lol. If they take an actor of colour and make him Clark Kent, it's going to be very, very controversial. It's something that these people would do, but hopefully they use one of the Supermen of colour from the comics. I think that would be a better thing. Nightwing, Bobcat, yeah, Nightwing could definitely destroy Harley, but not Robin. But no one's going to be beating Harley up in the 21st century when they're obsessed with strong female leads. Being smart. Who would win, Tyson Fury or Harley Quinn? Oh, Harley Quinn. Tyson Fury isn't as strong as he thinks he is. Joel Davis, thanks for answering my question. You are a legend. Thank you, Joel. So are you. So are you. I'm here to answer questions. And the great thing is I'm not monetized, so I'm not going to charge you for the pleasure. That's the difference, isn't it, with smaller channels? You go on the big channels, you do the pay thing, right? And then they say, well, I missed your message. It's not fair, is it? Hang on, mate. I did a super chat. I mean, I would never pay for a super chat personally. That's just me. I'm not dissing anyone that would. But, you know, if you pay for a super chat and they don't answer your question, that's outrageous. If you can make a movie for any DC character or team, what would you do? Superman. Superman all day. I've come up with loads of ideas for Superman. I think he's an awesome character. And if you just let go of the politics and all the crap that goes on around Hollywood, I think you could do an awesome Superman movie. I mean, I had this whole idea of doing, what's his bloody, Metallo, doing a Metallo movie. So what happens is John Corbin starts off being best friends with Clark Kent. And they're kind of having this struggle with Lois because they all fancy Lois, and that's what's going on in the Daily Planet. And then John Corbin dies and he becomes Metallo. And then everyone wants Superman to kill Metallo. And then, what's his name? And then Manchester Black turns up and he starts stirring everyone up, right? And then Clark starts having flashbacks to the Second World War, where everyone around the world was putting pressure on him to kill Adolf Hitler and the Germans. And he's got his original Action Comics costume on as well. So the theme of this movie is Superman's no-kill policy. And in my story, we would see why he doesn't kill. And, you know, I love Superman, but I think we need a more domestic villain like Metallo. And I think him being friends with John Corbin would be very powerful. And you've got the whole world wanting, Superman, Clark to kill Metallo. And, of course, Superman refusing to do that. Ben Pottimore, thoughts on Leto's Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That 4-minute scene is so good. So much tension between him and Bats. Yes, Jared Leto's got great quality. I first saw him in Mr. Nobody. If you haven't seen that film, go watch it. It's a weird one, but a good one. But, yes, it's such an amazing sequence, and we need more of that. Bobcat, I've been thinking of making fan films, but not sure what the policy is. You know what? If you remember me from my early days, I used to have my DCEU trailers going on silent at the back, and then they started deleting my videos, so I don't do anything now. I don't even react to trailers with them on. I used to have them on the background while I reacted. Not anymore. I don't do it. I'm not risking it anymore. You know, they actually scan your videos for copyright now. They never used to do that as you upload them. And so it's just not worth it. But you should try. You know what people should start doing on YouTube? Instead of using other people's footage, why don't use copyright? Use actors. Use yourself, right? Use yourself. Perform it. Edit it. Put it on. I'd certainly watch it. Joe Davis, if you were to write Batman v Superman, would you make one of them win? Look, if you're going to market a film called Batman v Superman and the marketing says who will win, someone has to win or it's disappointing. I think that this is one of the issues from the mainstream audience's point of view. It really wasn't about that, was it? And they marketed it because they were afraid. They mismarketed it. If they marketed it honestly, like Fox did with Logan and said, look, this is an indie type of gritty movie, people wouldn't have been disappointed because they would have known what to expect. And Tom Ross, what would your superpower be? I think if I had heat vision, I'd just kill everyone, like my family as well. If I had heat vision, right, I wouldn't be able to keep my temper in check. I'd be like, if someone starts moaning at me, So I'd like to have heat vision, fly. I want to fly. I mean, I'm afraid of heights, but I'd love to fly. And I think that's what makes Superman so unique. Bobcat, I've actually written a couple of scripts and got a VFX team who said they'd help me, just worried with copyright. Well, you shouldn't have to worry about copyright. Just listen, Bobcat, if you're doing your own thing and you're doing original things and you're not using anybody's music or sequences or scripts, you'll be fine. Just don't use other people's materials and you'll be fine. Ben Pottimore, Zach didn't like the title Batman v Superman. WD did it for marketing purposes. Do you know what, Ben? I've heard Zach's titles and I love Zach, but I hate the titles. And I think Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. What they should have done, you know what they should have done? Just call it Dawn of Justice. It's the Dawn of the Justice League. In fact, they should have just said Dawn of the Justice League or Dawn of Justice instead of the Batman v. But the thing is, it makes sense. You want people to know who's in the movie. Yusuf Ajan, the Fandom Menace, mate. I used to be a big fan of the Fandom Menace, but not anymore. And I think they're all right. I watch some of their videos. I mean, Doomcock's hilarious. I watch him for entertainment value. But I don't take them seriously. They're just there for the money. They don't mean anything they say. So, you know, I'm sure they're lovely people. But that's my opinion on them. Everyone has a right to do their YouTube videos and, you know, say what they feel. It's their truth. Bobcat, if you could put together a Justice League, what characters would you put in it? Put in yours? Well, this is my issue with the Justice League we got. For me, he should have put John Stewart and what's his name? What's his bloody name? Kilowog. He should have put John. He was going to have John Stewart and Kilowog at the end, right? Why didn't he just put them in as part of the Justice League characters, right? I would have had Jon Stewart, Kilowog as a team coming together, right? Martian Manhunter has got to be in any Justice League, and then Superman. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, The Flash. People say that's too much. I don't think it is. And also, I think it was a mistake to do a Superman rebirth story within a Justice League movie. We barely see Supes. You've got to have Superman in a Justice League properly, haven't you? Harley Quinn versus Wonder Woman. Who's winning? That's a good one, isn't it? That really is a good one. Wonder Woman's going to smash the crap out of her. That's what I think. Wonder Woman is going to smash the living crap out of Harley Quinn. There is nothing she can do about it. Wonder Woman is winning. Tom Ross, Joel Davies versus Harley Quinn. Who wins? Oh, I don't know. Harley Quinn. Definitely Harley Quinn. Sorry. That's what I think anyway. Me. It looks like it. All she has to go is click her bracelets together and Harley is blown away. Yeah, Harley would be dead, man. Elena Sata, I'm back. Welcome back, Elena. Welcome back to the stream. I need some water. It is hot here in Cyprus. So if you just come into the stream, welcome. We've been asking, did WB cross the line with the Justice League trailer? Let me know. I think I want to know their side of things. I hope Will Smith comes back. I think Will Smith didn't return out of loyalty to David Ayer. I think that crap about scheduling conflicts it was BS. He didn't want to be involved because he's worked with David so many times and he would have felt disloyal. Will's a very loyal lad, so unfortunately, because Will was amazing in the first Suicide Squad. Joel Davies, appreciate the stream. Have a great day. You're awesome, Mickey. So are you, Joel Davies. So are you. Everyone's awesome. Even the people I don't know. You're all awesome. We can all be mates. We don't have to hate each other. The streams actually, past 2 nights, have been very positive. I mean, a couple of people asking if they can share my bed, but that's okay. I'm sure they're joking. But it's all good. It's all exciting. It's all good stuff. We've got, it's weird at the moment because we're waiting for these films to hit. We had the Snyder Cut. I pre-ordered Zack Snyder's Justice League on 4K today. And I won't be getting that to the beginning of June because it takes ages to get stuff out here because I order via Amazon UK. Bobcat, I feel like it would be hard to kill Deadshot, though, where Bloodsport is pretty easy to. Yeah, I'd like to see Bloodsport versus Deadshot. They're pretty similar characters, aren't they, though? The fandom menace is still toxic. Yeah, look, they've got their opinions. What can I say? I'm not going to start slaughtering them. They're people. They live everyday lives. They have their opinions. They're entitled to that. They're making a lot of money. They're more successful than I am. But at the end of the day, I watch the fandom menaces stuff for amusement. They entertain me while I'm having a shower or having a cigarette outside. It passes the time. And that's why I don't get too deep into the stuff. But they do a lot of stuff about pop culture. They say they do have a point. Ben Pottimore, WB didn't want Zack to use Jon Stewart in his version, so that's why Zack used Martian Manhunter instead. Yes, I know, Ben. Listen, it's odd. But what I don't understand, and maybe someone can explain, maybe Ben, can someone explain to me, was it in the Snyder Cut they didn't want to see originally, or was it in Zack's original cut? If anyone knows. Bobcat, I think it might be cool to kill whoever they are using, Bloodsport or Deadshot, and give their gear to their daughter and have them carry on the name. Oh, yes, that's a good idea, Bobcat. I like that. Yeah, Idris Elba has it, well, I nearly spoiled something there. Idris Elba, I'm not going to, but do you think Idris Elba has a future within the DCEU? I think he died in the MCU, didn't he? So what do you think? So that's a good idea, Bobcat. I like that idea. This is not really water. This is vodka. I'm joking. This is water. That's Davey Pinar with the vodka stream. I don't think that geezer really drinks vodka. throughout a string, does he? I don't believe it. I think, this is Bobcat, I think he's going to die or self-sacrifice in the Suicide Squad. Interesting. Sam Jan reviews. Will we ever see Brainiac in the DCEU? Yes. Probably in the next Superman movie that J.J. Abrams and Ta-Nehisi Coates is working on. Ben Pottimore. BCWB are doing a Green Lantern series on HBO Max. Yes. Green Lantern Call. Very excited about it. It's got other characters. He hasn't got John Stewart, I don't think, and it doesn't have Hal Jordan. But it's got a lot of my other favourite Green Lantern characters. It's going to be a very interesting show. It's got Jessica Cruz. We've never seen Jessica Cruz in live action. So, look, you see, there are some very exciting non-Snyder stuff. And I think this is why I don't want to rob myself out of it. You know, Zack Snyder's a millionaire. He's made his movies. He's quite happy. He's gone on to Netflix. So I'm not going to rob myself of great content because of a millionaire director. I love him, but you know what I mean? Bobcat, Ratcatcher 2 isn't going to die. One more popular female character under their belt. Interesting. Ben Pottimore, and they're scared because Zack knows his characters are better than WB can come up with. Well, listen, if you're planning to bring in characters and someone else does them better, it is problematic, yes. So they probably, but we weren't going to see enough of John Stewart, were we? To judge if he was good. It was going to be like a little bit in the end. I mean, we would have got an idea if we wanted to see him again, but I don't get it. I don't get why I know they weren't allowed to be in it anyway, but I don't know. If he had them throughout the whole movie, he couldn't have cut them. It would have been harder for him to cut them. So they would have had to accept it. So we would have seen John Stewart. But it's a very toxic situation, the Snyderverse versus WB Pictures. And, you know, Zack and his people have been exposing stuff. And I think anyone will be triggered by that. You know, this happens in all studios, but people keep things under their hats. This is not what normally happens. Plus, she has a rat sidekick, Sebastian, who wears a little clothing too, much merchandising to throw away for the future. Good point. Ben Pottimore, true. And so I want to see the Deathstroke movie. Yes, I want to see the Deathstroke movie. Anything's possible. I think even if they don't restore the Snyderverse, I think things like the Batman and Deathstroke could still happen without Zack, but with the actors that Zack chose. And it'd be interesting how people feel about that. It'd be very, very interesting. Bobcat, Deathstroke on the Suicide Squad would have been cool. Yes. Joe Manganiello was nearly cast as Superman, wasn't he, by Zack Snyder as well? But he had to keep on being on True Blood. I'm not sure what Zack was thinking of with Joe Manganiello as Superman. That would have been out there. That would have been so controversial. I mean, people thought casting an English actor, a British actor, was controversial. Joe Manganiello really doesn't look anything like Superman. But then again, he would have shaved, cut his hair short, I assume. Could have been interesting. But yes, Deathstroke on the Suicide Squad would have been amazing. But it's a very, very exciting time to be a DC fan, and also a very, very toxic time to be a DC fan, because you go through your Twitter threads and you see people and they're so angry. And you know what? I made a joke earlier. I said something about Zack and Ray Fisher revealing stuff, and maybe it wasn't the best idea. And I said before, I said it on the start of the post, I said, I can see the Snyderverse fandom executing me out the door. But they're actually quite good to me. That's because although I was cancelled a year ago by some of them, King Shark is merch too, but that would be a surprising death right there. Ben Pottimore, John Stewart and Kilowog was supposed to be in the original cut in the lake house ending scene, but Zack didn't get to shoot it, so he used Manhunter last minute. Right, so originally he wasn't allowed to do it. Fair enough. Listen, when you're working with big studios and big IPs, you've got to be able to work with them. And if they don't, I mean, Zack was in a recent interview saying that they told him when the journalists came to visit the set to tell them, to be friendly to them, you know, they told him, which was really toxic, they don't like you, they don't like your film. Tell them there's some comedy in the film. So, you know, he was under a lot of pressure from them. But you see, the problem is they never chose him to be director in the first place. You know, Christopher Nolan brought him on board. So it's very messy. So they should have probably rejected him from the beginning because they never wanted to work with him. I want to see Green Arrow in the DD. The DD. Oh, the DCEU, yeah. Green Arrow, there's been a lot of rumours, hasn't there? Bye, Mickey, I've got to go. I'll try to come to Iron Apple when we're allowed to. Can we meet? Maybe. Wouldn't that be good? Bobcat, see you later. Anyway, see you later, Nathan Cross. Bobcat, Javelin, Weasel, Savant, and Blackguard are confirmed. Dead, basically. You see storyboards and bodies in the trailer, and Harley has a javelin. But you certainly have been taking notice of the Suicide Squad, and you've got some very interesting takes on it, that's for sure. I want Charlie Hunnam to play Green Arrow. Well, it's been a rumour. It's one of those rumours that's probably never going to happen, Sam Jean. I don't see it happening. It's been a rumour for a long time. By the time, I mean, he's not getting any younger, is he? So who knows, though? Anything, as I keep on saying, anything is possible in this industry. You know, we can never kind of discount anything. But I would love to see a live-action Green Arrow. I think it will happen eventually. He's a great character. Pramila Sani, you're a lucky guy to see test screen DC movies. Yes, I do feel privileged, but I don't like to lord it over people. But yes, it's very, very good and exciting, and I do respect the privilege, and, you know, I don't abuse it and I don't spoil things. Ben Pottimore, are you excited about Black Adam and bring in the JSA? Yes, Ben, of course. Black Adam's going to be an awesome movie, and what a genius move to bring the JSA in it. It's going to be amazing. You know, I remember seeing Dr. Fate in Smallville, an awesome version. And Pierce Brosnan is playing Dr. Fate. What a great piece of casting. These people certainly know what they're doing, and they're shooting it right now. I can't wait to see a trailer, see posters. It's going to be, you know, this is what I'm saying. There's lots of positivities, lots of stuff to look forward to. Bobcat, Boomerang will be an easy one to say he died because he's on the first team. But Boomerang a sneaky guy, so he'll probably betray them, and his bomb will probably be disabled. Interesting take. Thank you for the MOJ, Yusuf Al-Dujran. It's, listen, it's going to be amazing. I'm excited for Hawkman in Black Adam. Yeah, again, Hawkman was awesome in Smallville, played by Michael Shanks brilliantly, and I can't wait to see this version too. Sam Jean, do you think Cersei will be the villain in Wonder Woman 3? Depends who's doing it. If it's Patty, I doubt it. I think if it's Patty, they're just going to continue with Maxwell Lord and Cheetah again. If it's not her, then it's all on the table, basically. Ben Potmore, yes, Pierce is Dr. Fate. I forgot. That's great. Yes, great James Bond, great guy. What a piece of work. What a piece of great casting. So it proves they know what they're doing. And The Rock's got a good team with him. I can't wait. The Rock's wanted to play this character forever. And we're told in Shazam 3, finally Shazam and Black Adam will fight. So that's awesome. Bobcat, Dwayne Johnson's such a humble guy, so I think he's deserving of this. Yes, absolutely. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is amazing. He is very humble for a guy of such talents. He's always working really hard, never stops. Yusuf Al-Juan, Bloodsport versus Deadshot. I think Deadshot. I think Deadshot for sure. But maybe not. But that's what I think, yeah. It's a shame they couldn't have been in the movie together. It would have been awesome. Pramila Saini, I will come for my great prize. Oh, yeah. This is how you say it. I will come for my great prize. I love it when he does that. I love all the voices. Sam Joanne reviews. Will Henry Cavill cameo in the Suicide Squad? Henry is going to cameo in a lot of films. That's all I'm going to say. Henry's not done. Henry is not done with the DCEU. As he said a couple of years ago, the cape is still in the closet. I don't believe it's over for Henry Cavill. That's just the feeling I'm getting. Don't think he'll get a movie. I think he'll get cameos. Bobcat, Deadshot can never miss a shot, but Bloodsport has a weapon that can turn into any weapon, so not sure. Yeah, it's a good point. Bobcat, body double, I bet, or he'll be in it. No, I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but any cameo won't be body doubles anymore. There'll be no more body doubles. And it's an interesting story from a few months ago when a publication said that actually Henry was going to cameo in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And David F. Sandberg came out and said, listen, after what happened with scheduling with the last movie, I don't want to tempt fate. So let's see what happens. So I think you will probably see him in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Yusuf Al-Jawran, Deadshot can win. He's not going to miss. That's right. Bobcat, you got me excited now, Mickey. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, isn't it? Because we have got so much to look forward to. And if people want to boycott stuff, they can. But I'm not robbing myself of DC content over millionaires. You know, it's the same thing I said about Ray Fisher. You know, millionaire. You know, successful guy. Why should I boycott stuff for him? Is he going to give me money? Is he going to buy me drinks? Does he want to be my friend? Of course he doesn't. Pramani Sani, what do you think about Ray Porter's phenomenal performance in Zack Snyder's Justice League? Amazing. This guy is an awesome, you know, voice actor, and what a job. What a job. Such an intimidating voice. They need to use him again if they bring Darkseid back. It's going to be interesting what happens there. Why can't Henry Cavill get another movie? Difficult. Especially when, I mean, we're in the multiverse now. There's no reason why he can't. I just don't think there's an appetite from the studio to do that. I think that's the problem there. But I think we will see him again. Definitely in Justice League. I think we'll see him in Justice League, I mean the Flashpoint movie. I think they're all going to be in that one apart from Ray Fisher. And I kind of get a feeling, and people are not going to be happy, that maybe Cyborg will be recast for the Flash movie. We will see. We will see. Because feedback of that Green Lantern movie, Yusuf, what? Why can't I? What's the feedback of the Green Lantern movie? What's the Green Lantern movie? Explain. I don't know what we're talking about. How did the Green Lantern movie come up? I love that film, by the way. I love the Green Lantern film. You know, warts and all. Especially the stuff on OR at the beginning of the film. That's epic. Bobcat. I'd love a Batman cameo, but I doubt it. I think we'll get a Justice League reference, though, considering Starro was Justice League's first villain. Oh, Starro. Oh, Starro. Oh, Starro. You wouldn't think a bloody starfish would be that effective. Very impressed. Very. That's all I'm going to say. I just think that James Gunn is a genius. It's as simple as that. But what he does is he does what he wants, but he doesn't take the piss out of the studio. You see, what you got to understand is the studio are giving you their money. That's what we got to understand as well. It's difficult. I love Zack, but it's difficult. It's a difficult situation. It didn't work out. He got to do 3 movies. He should be happy about that, you know? I know he wants more. I want him to do more. But it's a difficult situation. And it's looking unlikely. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Certainly, Zack Snyder's Justice League was a big success on HBO Max. That can't be denied. Success and potential of more success isn't the reason he's not getting more. It's personal between WB and Zack. Bobcat, I'm assuming it'll be like a zombie apocalypse, but instead of zombies, people with starfishes stuck to their faces, lol. That's a good one. Sam Jean reviews. I want WB to do a Superman multiverse movie with all the Superman actors. Now, Sam, wouldn't that be awesome? I'd really enjoy that. Pramila signing. Black Adam will be rated R. What you think? Have they confirmed that? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think so. If it hasn't been announced yet, and I don't know, but I don't think so. I think they may want... I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it could be. I don't think it's something that needs to be rated R, to be honest with you. They can't all be rated R, can they? I mean, otherwise, that's the whole point. This is the problem with Zack's movies. How can you take your kid to watch Man of Steel when Superman snaps someone's neck? That's the problems with it, isn't it? Bobcat, I hope they have formed that big Starro monster where the tiny ones are the body and the big main Starro is the head. Pramila Sani, Black Adam, a brutal character. Yes, he is brutal. He is brutal. You're right. I'm just not sure they're going to want to go R-rated, but who knows? Maybe that's what The Rock wants. So he is a brutal character, yeah. I mean, there are brutal characters in movies that are not R-rated. We'll have to see. It's interesting. I just think if you're doing the JSA and things like that, you may want other people, more of the mainstream, to see it as well. Sam Dejan reviews. It should about Henry Cavill, who meets the other Superman, and they team up to fight Brainiac. It would be amazing. I like that, Sam. That would be great. I would love that. I really would. Bobcat, I think he'll be more of an anti-hero in Black Adam. I like he thinks he's doing good, but in his own way. Yeah, he ain't going to be a total villain in this movie. He's going to be a bit like, I don't know, the heroes that kill people in stories, like Jack Bauer or, things like that, or Rambo, a bit like that kind of thing. So, yeah, I can see him being an anti-hero. It's like John Walker in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. People had issues with him, but he's more interesting than the other characters. Bobcat, we need to sympathise with him somehow. Yes, and we will. They're gonna flesh out his character. So I'm very interested in what they're gonna do and how The Rock can adapt to this. Because The Rock isn't particularly the greatest actor. So hopefully he can pull this off. It's very, very interesting. But I can't wait for the movie. It's going to be awesome. It really is. And I can't wait. I cannot wait for any of these movies and TV shows. Yusuf Al-Jajan, Justice Society of America, World War II. You know what? I've purchased it. I haven't seen it. I do want to review that one of these days. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. Have you seen it? Bobcat, I hope James Gunn does a Harley HBO Max series. He wants to. I hear he wants to do more with her. So let's see what happens. He definitely wants it. He's definitely answered that question. And I think what he did with her already is awesome. And if he can, listen, I think he's done with the MCU after Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't think he's happy with the way they sacked him. And so I think after Guardians, it's over. And he'll come back to DC full time. Pramila Sani, WB have no plan for another JR movie. I think they have. Pramila. I think they have. And I think Andy Muschietti is going to do it. I think it's already planned. I think that's definitely going to happen. When the Flash movie finishes, I think we'll see the new Justice League. What do you think the new Justice League will be after the Flash movie? So I definitely think it's going to be Batgirl. I think it's going to be Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't know what they're going to do with Batfleck. The Flash, obviously. Superman, will Superman be there? Interesting. A new Cyborg, maybe Green Lantern. I think it's definitely going to be a new formation for a Justice League after the Flash movie. Bobcat, heard that too. That basically confirmed to me she'll live, but figured that anyways. I could be bluffing you. And don't forget, there's Flashpoint, which can change everything again. He's been told, basically, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to tell you the guy was told he could kill anyone he wanted. So that's interesting. And probably Flashpoint was the reason he was told he could kill anyone he wanted. So it's going to be interesting. I also expect Grant Gusting's Flash to be in Flashpoint. Grant and Ezra have already cameoed or shared a scene together, shared the stage. So I think they're going to continue that. I think that's the whole point, that meeting of the two Flashes was supposed to lead into Flashpoint. So I expect that to happen. But I think it will be a brand new Justice League. I think there'll be some changes to that Justice League that we've got in place now. It's all on the Flash movie, you see. If people like that film, if that film's successful, then they can go. It's exciting. If it fails, they're in trouble. They really are. This is the film that has to work. The Flash is the movie with all the pressure on it. And that's for sure. Bobcat, I mean, with every movie they sell Harley's new outfit in stores for like over $100. So I'd be super shocked for her to die. Entitled to your opinion, Bobcat. You make a good point. I'd kill her off without hesitation. And I mean, listen, the problem is, I think she fell out with the studio over Birds of Prey because they let her do whatever she wanted with her director. Her director couldn't even shoot action. They had to bring Chad from John Wick over to sort it out, and she didn't like the edits they did. But her and her director made a mess of the movie. So she's going over to Disney to do Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a reboot, and, you know, maybe they'll cast a brand new Harley after Flashpoint. Who knows? There's a pretty good Harley doing the voice in the animated version. Why can't she play a live-action Harley? We'll see. Anything's possible right now with the changes that are happening within the universe. What a shame they weren't all on the same page from Man of Steel, and that this couldn't have started off on the right foot. I like all the films, even the non-Snyder ones, but what a shame. We could have been there already. Somewhat disappointing. Don't know why they brought Christopher Nolan in. Christopher Nolan wasn't interested, brought in Zack Snyder. That's not what the studio wanted. They should have opened their mouths at that moment. You know, I wouldn't want to not see the Zack Snyder movies for nothing, but as a franchise, it's hurt it because everyone was on a different page. Yeah, it would be shocking for Harley to die, which is exactly what the film needs. Oh, there's loads of shocks. Sam Dejan reviews. I wish they all had solo movies. Yes, I think everyone should have had a solo movie before we even thought about Batman and Superman meeting or a Justice League movie. That wasn't Zack's fault. That was the studio's fault. They were in a rush. And I think it all started when Man of Steel didn't make over $1 billion. And I think that was the problem. And rather disappointing. And we could have been there already. We could have, you know, as I say, I like all the movies. I mean, even if you try hard, you could even find some positivity in Justice League, like the Flash and Superman racing. That was pretty awesome. Bobcat, I had a prediction that everyone would die, but I doubt it at this point. But I'd love that, though, if they do it right. I wouldn't be against that. I'm answering like a politician. I wouldn't be against that, though. Be an awesome ending. A dramatic ending. I'm not saying that happens, by the way, but imagine if it did. How awesome that would be. Sam Dejan reviews. Will Steve Trevor come back? Yes, I think he will. Sam, I think that Chris Pine is very valuable to them. He'll definitely be back for a third movie. They brought him back in the wrong way. What a shame. Ben Pottimore. Harley dies in Zack Snyder's Justice League in Batman's arm. So technically she does at some point. Yes. In the future. I'm not sure how far in the future that is. That's interesting because these are kind of weird things to do that you know, I know the nightmare future can be changed, so it doesn't really matter if you kill her off. So I suppose it's all right if you kill her off, yeah. But Zack does like to kill heroes, doesn't he? Didn't he kill off Kilowog in the nightmare future as well? Don't we see him dead? I can't remember now. But it's weird. It's weird. Bobcat, have like a memoriam for everyone on the mission. Definitely would be a tearjerker, especially with Bloodsport's daughter. I'm not against that. I like emotional stuff. I like things being a bit dark and gritty. It's interesting because James Gunn's stuff has been mostly light in the past. I think he's gone down a different direction this time, which is pretty awesome. Very impressive. Sanderjan reviews. Will we see Reverse Flash in the Flash movie? I think so. I think so. They're not really telling us too much about the Flash movie, are they? I think there's people in there that we don't know about. I think there's going to be surprises for sure. That's my guessing. I think that Reverse Flash will be there. Listen, I don't. It's interesting. How long is this movie? Because we're hearing a lot of rumors about this one in it and that one in it. It's going to be interesting. Ben Pottimore, but Zack's version isn't canon according to WB. No, it's not canon. It never will be canon. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. The best thing that can happen, right, is for Justice League and the Snyder Cut just to be deleted from the timeline, right? Because the Snyder Cut's not canon anyway, right? So just, delete both of these versions from the canon. It didn't work out. Whatever version you want to watch, go and fucking watch. There's going to be a new Justice League to fit into this universe. Because even already with the way James Wan did Atlantis, it doesn't concur with the way Zack did Atlantis. So how can the Snyder Cut be canon? Do you get me? Bobcat, does Harley use a bat or a mallet in the film? He mentioned a bat in an interview, but we don't see one anywhere in the trailer. Very, very origin accurate. That's all I'm going to say. Basically, very, very loyal to the creation of the character. Yusuf Ajuan, Cersei Wonder Woman villain. Yup. Definitely. What time is it? I think about 5 minutes. We'll give it another 5 minutes. Wow, it's been a good talk, hasn't it? Look at all those messages all these women are sending me. But yes, I don't see a negative with the stuff that's in development. I don't sit here and go, we're not getting the Snyderverse. Oh, I just listen. I'm a Snyder stan in terms of his DCEU movies, but I'm not a Snyder stan. So I'm not going to sacrifice my viewing pleasure for him, right? And I'm sure he gets that. Not that he knows me. I think he replied to one of my comments on his Vero once, but I couldn't find what he said. Ben Pottimore, lots of heroes die, but the Flash goes back in time to save Lois. So Superman never succumbed to the anti-life, and he never goes evil and takes over the world. That's pretty much how it plays out. Listen, it would have been an amazing Justice League trilogy. But these people want to make money. These people, not just money, but these people want to make money and they want a successful franchise. They want billion-dollar pictures, right? Basically, with the MCU, as soon as someone knows a film's an MCU movie, everyone goes to see it. This is what they want with this. And right now, that simply isn't the case. It's staggering that Joker, and especially Aquaman, made over $1 billion. At least 2 recent DC movies have made over $1 billion. That's interesting. But it's also interesting, a Batman and Superman movie should be making Force Awakens money, if I'm being honest. And it didn't. And, questions had to be asked there. Bobcat, do they show how Harley is recruited? I can't tell you anything, can I? I can't tell you anything. But it's good that you're interested and you're warm and you're cold with certain things. So I'm glad you're excited for the movie because I can assure you it's a great movie. Don't forget, a test screen isn't the final picture either. So there's no point in me telling you anything anyway because some stuff may be cut out. It's not the final edit, is it? So we're seeing. The point of a test screening is to get an idea from people. Bobcat, oh wait, she's like a bounty person. Now, so maybe they paid to get her on the team and that's why she could be kidnapped and not get her head blown off. You've got some really good takes. Even the ones that you're not warm about, they're still good takes. I wouldn't mind putting them in a story. So that's some great stuff. Definitely. It's got that James Gunn warmth in it. The banter between the people, the teams and all of that. And Viola Davis, right, is on another level in this movie. I think I prefer her in this movie. She was amazing in the first movie. I want to see her cameo in other DCEU movies as well because I think she's amazing. I really do. And so, yeah, that's a character that in the comics is all over the place. She meets Superman, she meets that one. We actually had a version of that character in Smallville as well, didn't we? So, You never know. What's her name? What's Viola Davis's name character? I forgot. I love her in the first film, so I'm even more excited for Waller now. Waller, that's it. I love what she says at the beginning of David Ayer's movie. Superman changed the world when he flew across the sky. He changed it again when he didn't. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Because that's what I love about that Suicide Squad movie. It continues straight from BVS as well. So that's pretty awesome. I think, chaps, unless you've got any more questions, I'm going to have to call it a day. It's 9:30 here in Cyprus. I don't know what time it is where you are. It's been a very, very, very brilliant chat. I've really enjoyed doing this. I don't know why. I didn't think I could do lives. I used to try and they said you can't do it. I used to think you'd need 1,000 or over to be able to do live, but I think that's kind of advertising and monetizations and stuff. I like Boomerang's new outfit. Oh, yeah, so do I. It looks really cool. And by the way, what an actor. What an actor. And what a performance in the first film. He's even better in the second film. So, yeah, great outfit. And I was going to say something there, but I can't. I can't. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for joining the stream. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to talk to you all. And I will be back tomorrow sometime with the Big Mouth Daily and maybe with another live as well. So see you again tomorrow and thank you for your company. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you later. Remember, I'm at Movies TV Mad on Twitter. Bye-bye.